Hi, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my wrap up for the last half of September, as well as some stats for the whole month. I'm going to start with the stats. I read a total of 11 books. 8 I gave 4 stars and 3 I gave 5 stars. So an amazing month. I liked everything I read. It was for a total of 2,483 pages read, as well as 46 hours of audio. And I read 6 books in the last half of September. If you would like to hear about the 5 books I read in the first half of September, I'll have that video linked down below so you can check it out. The first book I finished in the second half of September is actually my favorite of the month, and that was The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre by Philip Fracassi. And it is a slasher book that takes place in a retirement home. The final girl is a 77-year-old woman, and she is amazing, and all of the characters are very well fleshed out. Made me fall in love with them and care what happened to them. Like a slasher should, there's some very unique and interesting kills, and a little bit lightheartedness around all the dark and sadness also, because I love these characters and they did not all make it. So very sad. But I love this book and I gave it 5 stars. Next I finished Sallow Bend. I don't know if you can see that in this lighting. Sallow Bend by Alan Baxter. This is my Twisted Retreat version. I read this for the Carnival, which was a Patreon readathon on Slime and Slashers Patreon, and this is a missing persons story, kind of. It is about some girls that go missing when a carnival comes to town. People are blaming the carnies, and then a very bizarre story starts to unfold when these girls return. I really enjoyed this book, and I gave this 4 stars. Next, I finished From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a fantasy romance book that has vampires and other long-living immortal type creatures. From Blood and Ash, I actually really love this book. It's about a girl that has been chosen as the maiden to bring in a new era, and she is treated as like this special person, but with that comes a lot of things that she's not allowed to do that any normal person would be allowed to do. She's not allowed to live a normal life. She can't even show her face. She has to be veiled and can't really go anywhere or do anything. And she finds ways to kind of buck the system and do some things that she shouldn't. Just trying to, still live a life and be able to protect herself. And I really liked her as a main character. And of course, there is a love interest with her bodyguard. All kinds of crazy story unfolds. And yeah, I really like this book a lot. Love it, love it, love it. 5 stars. The next book I finished was What Lies Between Us by John Marrs, which was a thriller I read for the John Marrs read along, hosted by the Bookish Drummer on his Discord. And What Lies Between Us was a wild story. It is about a mother and daughter who have a very messed up relationship. with a lot of secrets and lies between them that kind of lead to a lot of messed up things happening in their lives. And it is, yeah, it is wild. I really wish that they would have told the truth sooner and, you know, gotten what they needed from their relationship and gotten help and counseling. But then it wouldn't be the most exciting thriller if, you know, they did rational things. I love this book. I gave it 4 stars. So entertaining. And the last book I finished in September was Swamplandia by Karen Russell. And this was one of my Week of Weird picks, as well as Carnival pick. So it takes place in a gator wrestling amusement park, and not as much as I thought takes place in the gator wrestling park, but it is about a family that grew up, has lived at this gator wrestling park and run it for many, many years, but it's kind of about the downfall of the park and how they have to deal with the park not making a living for their family anymore. It is super sad. It's not a quirky family drama thing. It is super sad story, but it is a look at an American family. I'm guessing that's why it was a Pulitzer Prize finalist, living in the swampy areas in Florida, in the Florida Everglades. And yeah, a lot of it takes place in the swamp. It is sad though. And there's trigger warnings. One pretty big one. But I would check Storygraph. Storygraph always has those trigger warnings for everybody if you need them. Swamplandia. It was a good story. It just was not a lighthearted story. It was pretty heavy and sad. So I also gave this 4 stars. I did enjoy it. And those are the 6 books I read at the end of September. Let me know if you've read any of these books. What did you think of them? And I will be back very soon with another book-related video. Thanks. Bye.